I just helped this creator get over 450,000 followers on TikTok simply by making 4 changes that I'm going to share with you in this video. And if you make these changes to your TikTok account, no matter how many followers you have right now, you're going to be able to gain over 1,000 followers in the next 24 hours. And the best part about him gaining so many followers was not that he got a lot of followers and a lot of reach, but that he was able to finally monetize his TikTok. And you only need 10,000 followers on TikTok to be able to monetize it. And by the end of this video, you're going to have the exact step-by-step blueprint to be able to do that. But first, I need you to smash that subscribe button. If you want to go click on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, I literally upload a video every single day about how to grow on these platforms. In addition to that, I just created a free TikTok growth course that'll tell you the best time to post and the best hashtags to use, and even how the algorithm actually works. So go to that pinned comment below and register right now. It's 100% free. I literally quit my job working for Gary Vee to help you grow on TikTok. Change number 1 is you don't want to get stuck in the middle. And if you've been on TikTok for a while, then you might be stuck in the middle, and that's why you're not getting as many views as you used to. And what I mean by this is TikTok last year in 2023 was trying to push out long form content, but people on TikTok just weren't ready for it yet. So they actually ended up promoting content that was 20 to 50 seconds long, but this type of content doesn't work anymore. In fact, right now, there are only 3 types of content that actually work on TikTok. The first one gonna be videos over 60 seconds long. In fact, if you're not creating content over 60 seconds long, start to do this, and I guarantee you start to get more views on TikTok. It literally works for every creator that I've ever worked with. Secondly, they're pushing out really short form content. Ideally, content that is 5 to 7 seconds long. In fact, I would never create a video on TikTok less than 5 seconds long, because if you go and do this, it's literally going to get stuck at less than 100 views or less than 300 views. And if you're creating content that's that short, I bet you've already experienced this. And that third type of content that they're pushing out are going to be carousel posts. For example, things like this post right here that literally just try to get you to swipe to the end, and then if you're able to do that, guess what ends up happening? They push that post out to more people, and this is one of the biggest hacks I've seen to actually be able to create content without putting in a lot of effort and to be able to gain a ton of followers from it. But that's not the only change you need to make. You also need to make sure that you change the type of content you're creating to be on topics that people actually care about. Because if your videos are stuck at less than 1,000 views, or even stuck at less than 10,000 views right now, it's simply because you're making content that nobody cares about. Because here's how it works. You need to think about this as a house. If you have a really small house, you can only fit so many people in it. But if you have a bigger house, guess what? You're gonna be able to fit a lot more people in it. And topics on TikTok work the same exact way. If you're creating content on a topic that you can only fit a little bit of people in, well, guess what? You're only gonna get a little bit of views. But if you go after a much bigger topic, guess what ends up happening? TikTok is able to give you way more views because way more people are actually interested in that content. And so many people think that this actually works the other way around. Because most small creators on TikTok think that they need to create content on something that nobody else has made content on before. And this would be a good idea if it was 4 years ago on TikTok, but that's not how TikTok currently works, because TikTok is based off of watch history. So when you watch a video on TikTok, or ideally your core audience watches a video on TikTok, guess what? The next time they log on to TikTok, they're going to see other content like that past piece of content that they created. And this goes both for topics and for lengths. So more people are watching longer form content. So guess what TikTok shows them the next time they come on a TikTok? It shows them longer form content. And that's why your content isn't getting shown, because you're creating content that's on the wrong topic, or you're using the wrong length when it comes to your content. Or you might be making one of the mistakes that I'm about to share with you, because there are 4 mistakes I need to make sure that you stop making on TikTok right now. And we're gonna dive into these before we get to the number 1 change that you need to make. In fact, if you make the last change that I share with you in this video, I guarantee you're gonna get more followers on TikTok. The first mistake is you need to make sure that you're not deleting your posts on TikTok. This is one of the worst things that you could possibly do. You shouldn't private your posts, shouldn't archive your posts, and you shouldn't delete them, because all that does is take your post away from the TikTok algorithm. And you need to understand, it may take a day. It may take 2 days. It may take a week for you to be able to get views on TikTok. In fact, that's what a delayed explosion is, when it takes TikTok a long period of time to find an audience for the piece of content you created, and then suddenly they push it to 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 people in a 24-hour period, even though that video's been up for 7 days or 14 days. So please do not delete your content, because TikTok is actively going to be finding an audience for that piece of content. Or maybe you made a piece of content about something that wasn't popular, and then it becomes popular, and then guess what ends up happening? Your video gets pushed out. But if you deleted your video, well, TikTok's gonna have nothing to push out. The second mistake you need to stop making is you need to make sure that you are not telling people to go to the link in bio in your content. Now, the third thing I need to make sure that you're not doing, and I shared you on this earlier, but I want to make sure that you really get this through your head. No videos less than 5 seconds long. If you make a video less than 5 seconds long, TikTok is not going to push it out. You can make the best 4-second video in the world or a 3-second video in the world. That could be the craziest thing ever on the perfect topic, but TikTok is simply just not going to push out this content because it looks like spam to TikTok. And the fourth thing, if you have a watermark in your TikToks, you need to get rid of them. In fact, if you have a watermark in your content on Instagram, YouTube, or any platform, you need to get rid of it because these platforms are all beginning to really compete with each other. TikTok is trying to compete with YouTube. Instagram is trying to compete with TikTok, and Twitter is trying to compete with all of them. So guess what? None of these platforms want you posting another platform's watermark or any type of watermark in your content because they understand that all you're doing when you do this is you're promoting another brand, and they don't want you to be able to do that on their platforms. Which brings me to the last and most important change that you need to make, and that is that you need to stop watching TikTok for fun. Instead, you need to be looking at TikToks and you need to be asking yourself, why did somebody watch this video? And it's gonna come down to 2 things. 1, something they did in the first 3 seconds, or 2, the actual topic that they created content on. And you need to think to yourself, how can I implement this into my content, or how can I implement this for my niche so that I can get more views? Because if you're not doing that, this is why you're not actually good at creating content, because the first 3 seconds of your content is by far the most important part. In fact, 80% of your effort, if you're making a 60-second video, should go to the first 3 seconds, because in the first 3 seconds, somebody's going to decide whether or not they watch your content. And guess what? If they skip away after that, then all that energy that you put into the 30-second mark, the minute mark, the 2-minute mark was a complete waste of time simply because you didn't focus on the beginning of the video and actually getting somebody to click on it. And you need to make sure that you're changing your mindset here so that you come up with better ideas on how you can better hook in your content every single time you log into TikTok instead of wasting your time and just scrolling mindlessly. Now, since you're so serious about growing on TikTok and getting monetized on TikTok, I personally want to help you. In fact, I want to tell you everything that you should be doing differently on TikTok for your specific account and your specific niche to guarantee that you get more followers on TikTok in the next 30 days, the same way that I helped this creator right here gain hundreds of thousands of followers. If you want results like that, well, please keep watching this video because I've got a special offer for you. The opportunity to grow on TikTok and this organic reach that we're currently seeing is not going to last for forever. And the only 2 things holding you back from getting the followers that you deserve right now on TikTok and the followers that you want is 1, you haven't implemented the steps that I share with you in this video to help you get more followers. And 2, you haven't gotten into my TikTok mentorship program yet, where I literally am going to guarantee that I help you get more followers in the next 30 days, or you get your money back, 0 questions asked. And the way that this works is I'm going to tell you exactly what to post, when to post, what hashtags to use to guarantee that you get more followers in the next 30 days. If that sounds interesting, then please go to the link in the description below and get signed up right now. The average person that's gone through this program has gained over 50,000 followers, and nobody has ever gone through it and gained less than 6,500 followers if they implemented everything that I share with them. And since you're still watching this video, I'm going to assume that you're above average. So the odds of you gaining over 50,000 followers is probably quite high. And it doesn't matter what your background is or what your niche is. This program is going to help you get more results faster and easier. If you're struggling right now to grow on TikTok, you need to get into this because every single day that you wait, it's only going to get harder to grow. So what are you waiting for? Go to the link in the description below and sign up right now. You literally have absolutely nothing to lose. You're going to get more followers on TikTok, or you're going to get your money back. In fact, this creator just went through this program and gained over 10 million followers. This creator over 14 million, and this creator over 16 million. And I want you to be my next success story. So please stop procrastinating, invest in yourself now, and get the TikTok followers that ultimately you deserve. Or I strongly suggest you check out the next 2 videos I put up on the screen because they're the videos YouTube thinks you should watch next. Thank you so much for watching.